6 months of the holistic healing course. And Pratibha and the whole team has prepared a wonderful skit to showcase it live in front of you. So you are getting the 6-month course power pack in this 20 minutes. So do not lose your focus, pay attention. Okay, see you there.
Good afternoon, all. Thank you, first of all, for your patience to look into this skit. Our skit is called Choice. Why is it called Choice? You will know at the end of the skit. Nature provides us with all the required resources to have a healthy body and mind. But are we providing the right environment for our body and mind to heal? Our bodies have a natural innate intelligence. It is always striving to restore health by balancing the 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air and space, which are fundamental to a healthy and soulful living. In everyday life, we can make simple, impactful choices which enable us to create a healthy environment within. In our holistic healing course, our Guruji, Dr. B.N. Jha, imparted this wisdom to us in the most simplistic way. To reinforce this significant teaching, we are showcasing the choices we have in our daily lives, and we leave you to be the judge of which choice you wish to imbibe in your life. Ultimately, health is the choice. So we have with us a team enacting the first pillar, food. Let us see what choices we have with respect to food. Here we have a person who is anxious and wants to finish eating fast before she leaves for work. She is eating hurriedly, not aware of what she is eating. She stuffs food into her mouth and eats food by multitasking. She wants to finish all her office work while she eats. She doesn't have the time to enjoy her food. While she grabs the food and finishes it, not aware of what she is eating. She is not mindful of what she is eating, and she isn't aware whether her stomach is full or not. While we saw what choice we had in this particular small act, let us now see what other choice we have with respect to food. We now see a person who is calm and composed. She washes her feet before reaching for her plate of food. She is happy and curious about what she can eat today. She first sips a glass of water before starting eating. She offers a prayer of gratitude before starting a meal. This person enjoys every morsel of the food she is eating. She appreciates each and every flavor of her food. She has a choice to feel distracted, but chooses not to feel. She continues to finish eating her meal first. Again, she relishes the food she is eating. She is eating with awareness, so she realizes how much food intake she is taking. She finishes her meal again with a feeling of gratitude. In the present day, we see that food is referred to only as a set of calories, but food is much more than that. There is a Sanskrit verse called Annam Parabrahma Swarupam, which means that each morsel of food is the Supreme Being Himself. In our culture, food is regarded as an offering to the Agni inside one's body. It's not mere eating of food, but it's a yajna in itself. Our physical body, called the Annamaya Kosha, is made up of the food we eat. Every food contains all types of nutrients like fats, proteins, carbohydrates, and minerals. Human bodies have an innate intelligence to extract the required components from the food we eat based on our individual requirements. It is our intention which decides whether the food we consume nourishes us or harms us. With this, I leave you with a set of questions to ponder. Are we choosing to cook our food happily? Are we eating our food happily or in guilt? Are we eating our food on time? Are we chewing our food well? Are we aware of the food we are eating? And lastly, are we eating mindfully? Let us now see what choices we have with respect to the next pillar of health, water. Like they say, Jal hi Jeevan hai, water is life. Here, we have a homemaker who starts her day with her household work. This person is feeling thirsty and reaches for a glass of water. But she realizes she has other chores to tend to. She chooses to ignore herself and takes care of the family needs first. Again, she reaches for her water and realizes there's something else which her attention needs. She feels hot always because of the lack of water in her body. Again, she reaches to the water and has a kid to tend to. She sends her daughter to school, and finally comes back at the end of an exhausting day to finally drink her water. She is so thirsty that she doesn't have time to drink the water slowly. She sits at the end of an exhausted day and wants to call it off. But then, she realizes she has severe knee pain. While now we saw one choice we had with respect to water, let us now see what are the choices we have with respect to water. Here, we have a person who wakes up and drinks more water at sunrise. She starts her day drinking water slowly. She now gets on to the household work. She fills her mouth with water before bathing. She starts bathing from her feet to her head. She enjoys her bath before she gets busy through the day. Let us see how this person takes care of her water needs as the day progresses. She is happy as she cooks. As soon as she feels thirsty, she chooses to drink water first. She sets intention to her water before drinking it. She drinks her water very slowly, sip by sip. She now again takes care of her family. This person is happy throughout the day and takes care of herself first as well as her family needs. Water is a living substance, the most common and the least understood. Water has memory and has wisdom. Water makes an imprint of any outside influence that it encounters. The memory of how we treat the water stays with it. The famous water experiment by Dr. Masaru Emoto, a Japanese scientist, claims that human consciousness affects the molecular structure of water. It is influenced by factors like our thoughts, sound, emotions, intention, and our prayers. We all know that human bodies are made up of 70% of water. Just by drinking enough water and in the right way, majority of the health concerns can be prevented. As Jasal always says, Pani khao, khana pibo, which means eat your water and drink your food. With this, I leave you again with a set of questions to ponder. Are we often ignoring our thirst throughout the day? Are we drinking enough water? Are we drinking water more during the day or night? Are we standing or sitting while drinking water? Do we enjoy our bath? And lastly, are we drinking water mindfully? Let us now see what are the choices we have with respect to air. Here, we will see how a person's emotions affect that person's breath. We have a candidate here who is waiting for interview and seems to be in extreme anger, waiting for his turn. He gets very impatient and breathes very fast. This person gets into the room and has no patience for the interview to finish. He gets aggressive with the interviewer. Let us now see how a candidate breathes when that person is feeling anxious. This person is losing the clarity of his mind as he is getting more anxious. His breath is short. Let us now see how he faces this interview. He is unable to express himself, though he is fit for this role. He loses track of what he is supposed to answer. He isn't able to express himself clearly. He doesn't finish his interview and leaves for the day. Let us now see how this person faces the interview when he is calm and composed. This person seems confident, breathes from his belly. He visualizes how the interview is going to take place. He reaches the interviewer in a happy mood and with clarity of thought. This person expresses himself to perfection. He gives confidence to the interviewer that he is going to nail at this job. Looks like this person is likely to be hired. Air is not mere oxygen that we breathe, but we are taking in prana as we breathe. We can roughly translate prana as energy or vital force, but neither offers a precise equivalent of this Sanskrit term. The word prana assumes the quality of livingness. Whatever there is in the whole world and that which vibrates is originated from prana. We are breathing every moment of our lives, but mostly we are not aware of our breath. Our breathing pattern changes our thoughts, emotions, and our physical conditions too. We often look for solutions outside of us, whereas we can resort to feeling completely different by changing our breathing pattern. In the Shiva Swarodaya, when the Devi asks Shiva, in this universe, who is the greatest friend of man? Shiva replies, Prana eva param mitram, prana eva param saga, prana tulyaha paro bandhur nasti, nasti varanane. Which means, prana is the greatest friend and is the greatest companion. There is no closer world in this universe than our prana. With this, I leave you with a set of questions to ponder. Are we breathing from our chest? Are we breathing from our abdomen? Is our breath shallow? Are we breathing deeply? And are we aware of our breath? And lastly, are we breathing mindfully? Let us now see how environment plays a role in our health. Here, we have a healthy father who is coming home from his morning job. We see that the son is having a fight with somebody over phone. The father forgets his spectacles and looks for them all around. He calls for his son while he ignores his father. The father continues to look for specs while the son is having a heated discussion over phone. He shows his aggression over every object at home. He finally gives his spectacles, his father's spectacles, to him. The father wants to spend some quality time with his son before he leaves for work. When this person leaves for work, he ensures he tells his father to have timely food. When he leaves for work, he is dashed by a stranger. This person shows his aggression on the stranger. He continues to hold that aggression throughout the day. He reaches his workplace. He looks at the stain, again remembers the incident which happened this morning. He has not been able to let go of that aggression throughout the day. Let us now see what other choice we have with respect to environment. The father again comes back from his morning job. The son now is having a happy discussion with his friend over phone. The father again forgot his spectacles. Before even the father looks for it, the son gives the specs to his dad. The son now wants to spend quality time with his father, chooses to play a game before he goes for work. This is a rare scene in most of our homes. The father and the son continue to play a game. They seem to be having a very happy time with each other. The father requests the son for one last day before he leaves for work. Both of them start the day with a very happy note. Now the son again leaves for work. He is again dashed by a stranger, but now the son chooses to respond in a different way. He doesn't seem to be affected. He looks at the stain and laughs it off and carries on throughout the day. Our health not only depends on the geographical environment, but also on social, work, family, and personal environment. While we have less control about external environment factors, we can choose to keep our internal environment blissful. Our mind can be compared to a flower. When it experiences autumn, no matter how much beauty there is in the external world, everything feels dull and gloomy. If the mind is in the state of gloom, the whole world is automatically beautiful. With this, I leave you with a set of questions to ponder. Are we appreciating ourselves enough? Are we often in internal conflict? Are we comparing ourselves with others? Do we believe in our own uniqueness? Are we caring enough in all our relationships? And lastly, do we love ourselves enough? We now have the last pillar of health, which is the lifestyle. It sounds the most simple, yet the most difficult to follow. Let us now see the first choice we have with respect to lifestyle. This person has a long day at work. He has a set of files to finish before he leaves for the day. He leaves his workplace at 8 p.m. At the end of an exhaustive day, he wants to just crash in bed. But he realizes that he has not finished his exercise routine for the day. He chooses to finish his exercise routine late in the night. He starts his workout routine at 9 p.m. He chooses to do his rigorous routine just to remain fit. Though he is exhausted and left with no energy, he just wants to finish the routine he's planned for himself. This person continues to work out till 10 p.m. He comes home and goes to bed at the right time. He goes to bed by 11 p.m. Though he goes to bed by 11 p.m., this person doesn't seem to feel sleepy at all because of the workout routine he just went through. He tosses around and is unable to sleep. This person continues to toss around until midnight. This person finally falls asleep past midnight. He finds it very difficult to wake up in the morning. Finally, he wakes up at 8 a.m. but doesn't feel fresh and already feels exhausted to start his day. Let us now see what are the choices we have with respect to lifestyle. This person has a sound sleep. He wakes up at sunrise. He starts his day with simple exercises. He chooses to just keep his joints healthy. He doesn't do any strenuous exercise, but ensures to be fit. This person ensures that his spine health is maintained. He has a flexible spine. Before he starts his day, he starts with visualizing how the day is going to go by. He starts his day feeling fresh in every cell of his existence. He leaves for work at 9 a.m. Though he has a pile of files to finish now, he chooses to finish it at ease. No amount of work now causes any stress to this person. This person leaves from work early in the evening. He leaves from work by 6 p.m. Chooses to spend time with his family. Everything in nature moves in a pattern. The sun rises every single day, irrespective of whether we choose to enjoy the sunrise or not. Any disturbances in this pattern causes disasters in nature. We always have something to learn from nature. फूलों से नित हंसना सीखो, बावरों से नित गाना, थरों की झुकी डालियों से नित सीखो, शीश झुकाना. Sir always quotes this poem that we must stay humble and learn from everything from nature. As we synchronize ourselves with nature, we become natural and thereby we are in absolute health. Every person has a unique personality. Daily routine which suits one person may not suit another person. We must follow a routine in accordance to one's own nature. Only then we'll be able to maintain this routine. With this, I leave you with a set of questions to ponder. Are we sleeping on time? Are we waking up early? Are we exercising in accordance to our nature? Are we overexerting ourselves? And lastly, are we compassionate with ourselves? Chaucer says, people will forget what words you told them, but they will never forget how you made them feel. This kit was an attempt to show you how small choices can make a huge difference in our lives. What changes are you looking to implement in your life right now for your health? Ultimately, health is a choice, and that choice is yours. I would now like to call upon stage my wonderful team, Rinku Kumari and Chintan Chandrasekhar Reddy, for their beautiful notes. Mithali Ranka and Suma Bhatt on food. Sri Vatsala, Visa Batani and Nida Fatima on water. Sri Hari Duragarajan on air. Ramakrishnan Kanakaratnam, Santosh Bhairav Bhatla and Amit Kumar on environment. And myself, Pratibha Sudha Nagarajan. Thank you.
Thank you so much for this wonderful skit, Pratibha and their entire team. And of course, the light team. We should not forget Vaibhavji sitting there.
Ready?
Just smiling.
I hope you all enjoyed this skit. Yes? So give a big round of applause to them. We'll do a fun